down low for this E fight, but it looks like Rise can see it coming from a mile away.
Good defense by Rise here. Very, very strong setup. As I say that, though, UYU's going to push. Looks like they will get the revive to start. So no kills picked up just yet. No first blood. Finally, it's going to be Ant, a.k.a. Detox, to the flank here. He gets a double. He's not dead yet. Still somehow alive. Wow. And Detox is a player. 16 kills, 14 assists right now. That I will argue till my grave does not get enough recognition or credit as one of the top slayers in this game. I've been saying it since Gears 4. Detox from New York, one of the better or best slayers in Gears Esports.
And you know what? I agree with you, John. And recently, he's been playing very, very well. I feel like Rise kind of had an identity issue on who that third slayer was for their team, because we knew what Avexy's and Enzum's role was, right? But we knew what Drix's role was as a support player for the squad. But when it came down to Shock and Detox, who was going to help Drix support the squad and who was going to get up in the front lines and get down and dirty. Now, recently, it's been Detox who's been saying, I'm that guy. Let me get up here with the boys and get crazy. Let me, Avexys and Enzum, be that front three to just take out our opponents. And Shock is he's been doing good. As you see, he has 7 kills and 11 assists. This is a team effort, and Rise has been doing better at finding their identity as a squad.
Yep. And that is, in my eyes, when you look at all those pieces that you get to work with, that is the right makeup of that squad. Having Detox, Inzem, Avexys play that kind of lead slayer or slay up role. Shock, of course, can bang out when he needs to, but you know, opting a little bit more for him being a role player for that team, I think is the right decision.
So, you know, the Retro Lancer was an interesting pick up top, and then you saw UYU like, okay, well, what do we want to do? And I think they kind of realized, like, just go match it. You know, match it retro for retro. So that's going to get in the hands of probably Explosive and Drix if I got to think about
Eventually.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, because we know how deadly they were, especially in Gears 4 with those secondary weapons and going against each other time and time again.
Here we go.
Now,
game point, by the way, Blaze. Inzem trying to take the game in his hands. But really, really good job by Praise and Explosive, just slowing down the push and staying alive right now. Really stopping the bleeding that's coming from Rise, because Rise has played so well this last round. Finally, Kenny's going to get taken out as well, though. Praise goes to the up A shot, gets one. Can Praise get the second? The melee's going to come through because he recognizes he has the support. That's a smart play from Praise, knowing his teammates are coming off a respawn and firing for him.
Praise will take a shot to kill you. All right? He will take a shot, give you a little wiggle strafe, and it doesn't matter, man. He's just going to stay in that one-shot range and put out as much damage as possible, because he knows that his teammates know that all you got to do is give me a little support. You know, give him a little support. He'll get the rest done, as we just saw. Now, UYU, they got that home hill. They got the E hill. We look at the mini-map. They got 4 players fortified around the E hill. Now, Rise Nation, they're going to look to match the numbers, but it still looks like they're trying to gather intel. And they don't know exactly which hill they want to push just yet, but they're figuring it out. And by them inching up a little bit closer towards that E hill, it may go for a home hill setup from D to F.
Avexys now in a 1-versus-1 against Kenny. Kenny is going to force Avexys out with the rotations that come through. Shock picks up a kill on Praise because they did have that drop shot. So we did know that they actually kind of forgot that they still had drop shot remaining to retake the defense of UYU. But now Power is in a tough spot. He's going to get one. The flank's going to come through in the support as well, but the revives are too strong. Rise, Wolfpacking incredibly well right now. Finally, after a lot of effort, that E hill is going to be retaken. But as I say that, though, Kenny still put the pressure on the away hill.
UYU, they have the lead for now, but Rise now has 2 hills. So, win condition is not going to be shown just yet with that hill being decapped. It's still UYU with the lead. Now, with the drop shot being acquired by Rise Nation, they're going to have a 2-man advantage as well. They should be able to get E no problem. And I think they have 1 drop shot on the back of end zone. He's just going to have to hold on to this one until his team needs it the most.
Yep, and guess what? He has that drop shot. Inzem can watch E by himself if he wants to. He's going to give it to Ant, and he's going to rotate over to the fight, which is going to be the other side of the map, because it's going to be hard to push that E hill. And as we say that, as they're swapping weapons, Kenny's able to sneak right in there and actually decap and maybe even get the E hill. No, he's not going to do that because the drop shot's going to come through. Meanwhile, big fight on the other side of the map. Kenny's going to pick up a kill on Inzem. That is massive. Kenny dodges the drop shot, picks up a kill on Inzem, and caps the E hill. Can you believe what we're seeing right now from UYU and around that
also,
ship and Rise?
Detox died as well.
Shock goes big on the other side of the map with a double kill on the other area. Wow.
So that was a great double kill by Shock to try to keep his team in this round. But even with the drop shot acquired in Rise Nation winning their fights, they still was not able to hold that E-Hill. Kenny read him like a book. I think he kind of had an idea what they may have been doing in that corner, but once he kind of separated them with that shock, he called in for reinforcements, took his 1v1s, decapped that E-Hill, which baited his opponents out.
And they're not going to get Def on time. That's it. Can you believe it, Blaze? We are going into a round number 9 in a round that should have been won by Rise. Honestly, they won the initial with early fights. They had drop shot right there and a perfect defensive setup. But those are the things that Kenny does. I don't care that he has the least amount of kills or second least amount of kills in his team. Those are the things that he does that only Kenny does. Some way, in such a smart, meticulous way, is able to stay alive in a 1v2, get a kill on their lead Slayer, decap and then cap the hill, waste both drop shots, and survive. That was huge from Kenny.
That was big plays. Big time plays when your team needs you the most.
Here we go, Blaze.
Round number 9.
Baby.
We're going to get double blocks on the shot grenades.
We know UYU's, DNA is clutch. We know Rise's DNA is, hasn't been necessarily showing up when it matters. We know how skilled they are. We know they can unlock the potential. Let's see what they can do here in round 9. Guess what? Mental has a drop shot.
He got stunned. A flash came in so much sooner on the side of UYU to stun Ant before when Mental got in there. And Rise needs to ask themselves, how can we get a flash in there a little bit quicker? It almost seems as if it was thrown right here where Mental is standing. Whew. But I can tell you what else was tossed, man. Both those kills, man. He's going to acquire them both. I'm going to keep it PG, folks, okay?
I was about to say the salad was tossed.
Yeah, I was going to keep it PG. I was going to go there, but I said it's too early on a Friday. I said, let's make it to Saturday first, John, okay?
We're on the same page, though. You're right. We should let it chill a little bit for now. It's early. We'll get rowdy. We'll get fun with it. But honestly, what he just did right there to them, you had to drop that, man. Mental. That's the thing. Why is Rise pushing that? You have drop shot. You have mental. And they're pushing. I know they're trying to catch him off guard.
I will say this.
That was the easiest 2 kills in Mental's life.
I will say you want your opponents to use those power weapons as soon as possible, right?
True, that's true.
You don't want them to back up with it, get set up, trade the drop shot from hand to hand. I even say this, even if you're playing raid game and your opponent gets a boom shot or a drop shot and like that last hill has about 10-15 seconds, rush at him, run at that guy, force him to use them on dumb situations that are really meaningless. So they got the 2 kills, but for UYU, that wasn't meaningless because they got map control. But Rise will rather them use them now rather than later.
Yep. We'll see if that was the right call. Kenny still has 1 drop shot to watch that E-Hill, and guess what? He has a friendly praise on his team as well. Meanwhile, Vexies and Co. are pushing up into the spawn. They see Kenny. Kenny with that drop shot still out. He's going to let it rip. That's going to be a double kill for Kenny. Yes, it is. Well played for him. And this round is so well executed by UYU. Mental finally goes down. That's exactly what you want to do. Another kill actually going to be picked up here.
I will say this, John. There's some powers is on his last life. Multiple members of Rise, they have respawns, but Powers has none. Now, if Rise can find a kill on Praise, this is going to be good for them. This is going to be very good for him. He's fighting number 5 now. He's fighting down low. Oh, he goes down, so he's going to be at 0 respawns, and Rise has a drop shot. They need to if they can get the decap here, awesome. But they need to find Powers, they need to find Praise, and they get kills on Kenny and Mental. This is looking good for Rise.
This is looking great for Rise after not the best start, but Explosive wins a crucial 1v1, a must-win 1v1 if you will. Make it a 1v2 as Vexies is still there and he's still hurt. Needs to get his health back somehow. Yes, he's going to. Explosive needs to survive, and he's going to get taken out. The drop shot kill is going to come through as well.
Powers, he's gone.
Rise Nation trying to control their fate. Powers is out of here, as you just said. And now, Rise on the brink of forcing a game number 3, controlling their own destiny.
They have to play perfect Kenny and Praise. Yep. And with Praise going down there, that makes it a 5v3 for Rise Nation. 1 drop shot in hand. They're looking to end this one. And it's going to be good. UYU can't do much against this, John. We're going to a map 3.
What a showing from Rise when it mattered the most. We went into the round questioning their DNA, questioning their clutch factor. And despite losing the initial, despite a play from Mental, despite a play from Kenny to follow, my man Ant gets to lift the trophy, lift the weights, and force a round game number 3. What a finish right there from Rise.
It was good, man. They showed a lot of grit. In those last few rounds, we saw multiple moments where Rise may have even just lost the initial. They were down in the trenches, and they found an opening in UYU's armor. And you know what? They did a good job taking those fights and just creating a play for their team, because if we know one thing, against a UYU roster, you can't sit back, right? You can't sit back and wait for them to make a mistake. You got to go out there and get them off balance, man. Win some gunfights, fight for map control, and just make it a lot harder on these guys to get the power weapons and get the heals.
And, you know, these highlights, it's almost like watching a montage. So many plays made from both of these teams. So many different players at different points. Double kill after double kill. I mean, this is as star-studded of a lineup as you'd expect. This is almost as good as an all-star game between these 10 players. All 10 of them are so incredibly skilled, and it showed throughout the entirety right there.
It was a chess match, man. Definitely a chess match. UYU, they had better initials than these guys throughout the map, and I want to say, I think they got more drops off the start, but in those last few rounds really didn't matter, and this box score is really going to tell the tale. You know, so Rise, they get 2 of these rounds off of points domination and 1 by elimination, and then UYU, almost pretty much the same storyline for these guys, even matchup across the board, but towards the later portions, man, Rise just showed good control with that drop shot and fight into the end of these rounds.
Yep, well done right there by Rise Nation to force a game number 3 when it looked like UYU was going to be able to clutch it up and close it out. Instead, we will go into game number 3, and keep in mind, game number 3 will be on training grounds. So we get
I was wondering what the map was. I was thinking.
You and I both, yeah.
You know, I didn't know.
Oh man, goalie in production read my mind right there. I'm like, can we figure out what map it is real quick? Guess what? We get all that intel.
Training grounds, man. Rise. They're a really good team on this map. They love this map a lot. Okay, and they should not be underestimated here. Now, we did get a chance to see these guys against Quarantine last on the Pro League on this map, and we got a chance to see Enzo make some big plays, and Rise, they showed us how to rotate, from how to win those initials, how to rotate and get set up and keep that win condition for your team. And also Detox went off on that map as well. So let's see if he can put up another performance, because you got to give the man credit. He had about 20 kills, 20 assists in that last map, and he led the charge. He was that front spine going up against Mental down low when it came down for fighting for that drop shot. Now, I do also, and think about it now in hindsight, because I know Mental was the front spawn for UYU, and that's probably why that they kept getting beat for that drop shot time and time again. Just that little bit of extra inches that the front spine get, and if you can get a flash at the bottom of those stairs at Bandstand and stun the front spine for Rise, which is technically the 2 spine going there, even though on that side of the map he has an angle and he spawns on that right side of the map as he goes down low for Bandstand, still, those extra inches, those extra feet makes a difference when it comes down to these 2 squads, as they love to quick pick those power weapons. Yeah,
it reminds me of Reclaimed back in Gears of War 4 when Mental would actually switch to alternate just to get the extra 3 steps on whoever they're playing against. Of course, Reciprocity back then, Echo Fox, whatever team name or banner they were playing under, learned that first because Franchise played on alternate and got a slight advantage. Mental realized it, switched to alternate just for the opening of the round, and then would switch back to default. That's the type of player he would be.
It's also the better control scheme if we're being honest about it.
You play on alternate? I didn't know you played an alternate.
I've been playing on alternate since like early Gears 3. Alternate Claw is the best control scheme that you can get. Now, granted, not everybody can play Claw. I know you guys don't want to learn. I get it. So you guys got tournament, and you guys got default.
I'll tell you right now.
And you guys got triggers too.
It's hurt me. I'm a default Claw man, and playing Claw for many years, I think has given me arthritis or something. I don't know what's going on.
Well, you know, John, I'll give you some tips on that later on, but I will say that when I learned it, my hand hurted for just even putting my hand in this position. It got a little tingle to it, right? It hurt for like 3 to 6 months. 3 to 6 months
something.
straight.
All right, we gotta talk.
But hey, I had to win my fights. Hey, all these kids in Gears of War 3 was bouncing around in the second half. You remember us going to the hyper station?
That's why I learned.
And we had the Mentals, the Kyle, the Explosive, Toy Soldier still. Nobody could see him. He was like the Flash out there. And I'm like, how do I get that extra step? I gotta play Claw and stop misrolling.
We had to learn how to Claw to keep up, and now we were talking about the same
now
exact
it's just
time.
natural for me.
Oh man, craziness! Back at Hyperstation, Winter Brawl 8 is what that event was back in Gears of War 3.
They
Craziness,
did release a new control
now,
scheme.
3 titles later, Gears UE, then 4, then 5, and game number 3 between UYU and Rise.
So this is a good one. Now the opening initial, Rise, they did a good job at that back U, a solid flash to get them around there with that right-hand advantage and hit those shots. So you're going to see off the start, that's 4 kills dead on the side of UYU. They know where their last guy is on B. Drix is stunned, going to back up, making sure that he don't get in that up A range.
Ooh. All right, mental keeps them alive for at least a little bit. Not gonna matter though. They just respawned
A split
up.
second.
Wasted those respawns. That will be.
Well, they had one to give. They had one to give.
Oh yeah, because they'll go back at the end of the round.
Yeah, they got slayed so quickly. Each one of these guys had a respawn to give. Yeah.
Yep, you get a free spawn, that's for sure. Right there, Rise outperforming, man. The Inzim effect in full effect. Is he the one who drew first blood? I wish we had that as a stat. Something we'll try and as casters tell everyone that's watching, because that first blood stat is crucial in Gears. It's the one that gives you the opening.
It truly is.
Breaks the ice. It's huge, man. It's massive. Something tells me Inzim gets first bloods at least over 50% of the time for this team.
Well, don't worry. We'll give you guys that stat for the rest of this series and throughout the rest of the weekend. Because
I love that.
First bloods, man. Because that guy has, as I like to say, he got the sauce, all right? This is the man that you count on to get you a man advantage, to break your opponent's setup, and it's always typically the front spine. On this squad, it's mental, and on the other, it's Inzim. And these guys, as you see Inzim leading the charge, he has not taken his finger off that roadie run since he's came out of spine, and now at his opponent's home hill, he's gonna be hitting some shots against Kenny there, trying to see if he can save a Vexies, but some good L triggers. Ooh.
And did you see the strat off the rip here from UYU, Blaze? Very interesting. UYU opts to not send anyone over to Overlook side of the map. Instead, they go for a B-Hill push, and they let Rise aggressively push into their Lancers, and it pays off. They're going to get the B-Hill. Now they're going to retake as well.
It does, because if you give up that hill to Rise, what Rise is forced to do is push a lot of players down this narrow choke point where Explosive currently is to rush that home hill. At that point, you can get crossed to this next position Explosive is going to, Heaven, so you can get shot from here, and this guy can also look at the B hill. So number 6 is going to be in God's spot. Praise is that underpass. You don't have to sit up there and overlook and have that side of the map to have a good setup. And UYU knew that. They also know that Rise loved that U fight a little bit too much. So they're going to use these early rounds to get some fights in at the setups in which they like. So they're going to fight at B Hill and lock down the first round or two. But we know that Rise is probably going to put a drop shot at the Overlook. So until that comes, UYU, they're getting reps in over here.
That's some good competitive intel that they had, knowledge on Rise, knowing that they love that fight. Well done from UYU. So even without Ash, these guys are, they obviously put their work in the study sessions, and Ash got them prepared because they're calling the right strats, at least so far, and that's going to get them a 90-point lead to start.
Now Rise is going to stumble into that B Hill, reviving each other. Explosive, the quick turnaround, and we're seeing how he's working this position, how he's able to help each one of his teammates at the B Hill and at the home hill, and he's gonna make a decision that the home hill players need his help the most. So he's gonna finally rotate, join the fight, and give his team a 3v2 advantage to defend the home hill, ultimately giving his team a 4v3 advantage on the map. Now, what are they gonna do with these numbers?
And AKA Detox needs to just survive and stay alive right now. His teammates are going to come through on the rotation off the spawn. On board of the Ant right now. He's going to go for a double kill. He goes for one. Can he get the second? Ant.
Oh, he's tweaking.
And wise, he's tweaking, but it's smart enough to not continue to tweak because he would have put himself in a bad spot.
That makes him tweaking even more, man. If you know how to hold a shot too as well as turn up.
While you're feeling yourself, I'll tell you, the adrenaline kick you get when you get a kill or a double kill too, to be able to control that adrenaline is tough.
And he's doing a good job at even just distracting players for his teammates to get openings. Now, as they rush this A hill, so a few more players need to get some kills, but Kenny, man, he gets a double there. Make sure that his team gets round number 2.
And speaking of Kenny, Kenny was the individual who was actually able to play defense enough to hold off his home hill while Rise was flying at him. It was an angry Inzim, and Kenny got a double kill thanks to support coming through from Explosive. So Kenny really put some bookends on that round. The beginning of the round made a statement, and the end of that round was a double kill.
So we're going to see our second placement, and one team being UYU is going to put flashes at Monument, so they can use that flashes to fight the Overlook fight, also defend their home hill if we see them run a similar strategy that they did the round before. Now, the flipping Rice Nation, they love that Botok either in the hands of, I was going to say in the hands of Drix, and he could put it in his hands up there on Heaven, but he usually only takes it if he's being mirrored by somebody with a Botok. This time they give it to a Vexies.
So Vexies the Botok out. I'm interested to see what he can do.
Because imagine if you're playing against somebody else in Heaven where Annie is currently, and they got a Botok and you don't, you can't charge him. Like, you can't fight him blow for blow.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Especially if it's explosive and he's over there and he got a Botox and you don't, you're getting ripped.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck, man. He's so good with that thing. Vexies looks like he got a headshot. I'm not sure if it was a Botox or a shotgun headshot, but he's going to go get taken out early. Revive. Actually, no, he gets down, but the revive's going to come through. So I like this decision from Rise. INCENDIARY's being a nuisance right now, capping as much as he possibly can. He's going to have to back out and reset. UYU stays alive for now, but something tells me Rise is not going to let go of this fight.
No, they don't want to give it up just yet. They want to fight to the end. They got a lot of respawns to use. Well, yeah, they definitely do got a lot of respawns to use in this round. Mental doesn't, and he's going to be on his one respawn once he comes in, but he's going to have to, being that he got a lot of teammates with 4 respawns. Powers does, Explosive does as well. And since your team is that good, he's going to be able to play these back lines and tell somebody else, fill my shoes, okay, in the front line for me as I play support in the back end. Powers, he could do that without no problem.
Yep. Drix, all right, Drix playing a little aggressive. He almost gave up control, but said, you know what? I'm not giving up control of the overlook. I'm going to get right back in there. So now he has overlook, but UYU is low side, so he needs to be a little careful watching his back. That's why he keeps peeking for it. As Blaze mentioned, Mental pretty low in lives right now, so he's going to play a little more passive. He needs to.
He's going to give Powers that call out. Yo, Powers, I need you, man. Let me play Heaven. Go get jiggy with it. And Powers like, no problem, man. He about to bounce all around his Rise Nation squad.
Yep.
So, yep. Now,
Rise,
right they need to find a way to break this B hill and get the decap. It's looking like they're going to look to go towards the low side as we see Powers and Mental are going to be watching this area of the map. And Ant gets crossed right away. Not much he can do there. And it took 3 Rise Nation members to push this area of the map. But like I said, Powers is going to get jiggy with it at some point as he picks up a triple kill, gets the B hill, and now you got UYU on Rise Nation's home hill. Only 2 members of Rise is alive. Make that 1. Can he get a touch? He does. It's all going to be up to Ant. He gets a kill. Nobody else from Rise will be in position, so that's a win by way of elimination. Now, John, that was a good push by Rise. It was probably the only push that they can make, and they all had to make it at the same time so they can be there to revive each other because the angles in which UYU had was just too good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But I got to say, that all started and that end there from Powers, man. That triple kill he got, it literally looks when you watch him play like you're watching a Super Saiyan, man. He literally teleports around. The way he wall bounces is unlike anything I've ever seen before. Kills 3, rotates over, teleports to their side of the map, gets a kill. I mean, it's insane watching him play so fast, so incredibly skilled. It is a sight to see.
Beautiful sight to see. So, Botox are going to be acquired now for the side of UYU to match up against the Vexies. And this time, they're going to give it and put it in the hands of Powers. And Rise Nation shall match that flash placement at the top.
Yep. So now we got Powers and the Vexies, both with Botox to their name. We'll see what they do with them. And smart decision to neutralize there. You don't want to let Rise have that for too long. His Mental's going to try and get a double kill, triple kill, instead of only gets 1.
It's that shot melee putting out that damage, but in the end, Rise, they have a man advantage. But as I say that was a trade. So it was a 2v1 for a split second in favor of Rise Nation. Now with that, they will be able to get the B hill, and they got C hill locked down. But this is pretty much a double initial since so many players died off the start. No one has been able to get full control over the map. So UYU, they're going to give it another crack at back U.
Looks like they want the fight on you. Here it is. Couple flashbangs already wasted right now. 1 down as well. So on board of Shock right now. He's going to maintain control alongside INCENDIARY of wide use. And looks like Detox can do the rest. He takes out Powers, their key player. Mental goes down right after their other key player. So this puts Rise in a great spot. They know it.
Puts Rise in a beautiful spot. Now Rise needs to work together, buy some space for their teammates. Because the one thing that you need to understand is that if you guys are going to rush somebody, the first guy has to go wide. If he cuts in the inside, he will block the angles off from his teammates and he risks getting shot in the back. So if you're in the front, you have to just run past that guy and go as wide as you can to allow the second and third guy that's following up to get better shots. That's just entry fragging 101 for years. When you have to break setups, because usually the first guy is not always going to be successful, especially at this level when you got so many Lancers watching these little small choke points.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That first shot almost is kind of a sacrifice. You know, it opens things up.
First guy,
for everyone else behind you to get kills. So it's a necessary sacrifice for sure.
Now, and that's what makes it nice to have good teammates on your team who has great mechanical skill like that and can bounce around and get those up A's and dodge shots. That's where having good mechanical movement will pay your team dividends when it comes down to it.
Good job by Kenny down 1. but uses that instead of getting the kill to get the B hill. So I like that decision from Kenny Bounce. Meanwhile, he has some support coming in from the teammates as well. Mental's picking up a kill on INCENDIARY on the other side of the map. So UYU down by a lot right now. Down by 70 points. Needs to get a 3-cap domination. They're off to a good start.
All right, so UYU, they need to get a decap on the hill. They want to win this round. It's currently a 2v2 fight over there, but they have to worry about this B hill also. So Powers knows that, man, I need to go off. I need to kill everybody on this hill, but he realizes that his teammates lost the fight at C, so he's not even gonna work too hard there. Drix had the angle. Rise Nation, they tied up 2-2 at the half as we are on map number 3. Just 5 more rounds remaining. We're in a best of 3 now for the rest of this one.
Man, this is a great one. Not only was it 5-4 map 2, but forcing a game 3, we are now in game number 3, tied 2-2. If you are a fan of these two teams, support their skin in game. It's
Yes.
Rise Nation, what you see right now. You gotta show some love for that Rise skin. You guys all love Rise. They're kind of the bad boys of Gears in my eyes, and they're fun to watch.
Like the bad boy Pistons, all right? A little bit smaller, but just as much heart is what we're gonna say. Now, we're going to have both these teams. Well, one squad is going to send all 5 players, and that's going to be Rise. UYU chooses to cap the F hill, but will that change their playstyle up at the front? And it looks like not much. They're going to throw a deep shock grenade, but they got 2 downs in the back for Rise.
That shock was huge. Well-placed shocks. You pick up a double kill, and Rise can win that fight. It's hard to say if it was because of that shock or because they sent 5. Rather way, outplayed for Rise, as they now are behind in points because they haven't gotten anything just yet, but finally
Number 7. Has a fight of a lifetime.
Ooh,
it's Kenny.
Who was that?
That was Kenny. So Kenny was the player who did not join the fight at the top, and he just overextended down low and tried to recap Rise Nation's home hill. But it's still scrappy at the Overlook. Now Powers, he's gonna get a melee, and he picks up 2 kills. Mental's gonna back up. And now the E hill for the very first time is going to get capped up by UYU. But during this entire time, Rise has been building up a lead. So even after the hill, the majority of the hills transfer over to UYU, Rise is going to have a little bit of time to get set up for their next fight.
Yeah, just about 30 seconds. We'll see if it...
And look at this. They see all 4 people coming down this lane. All 4 rushing. What is UYU going to do?
Better believe Kenny's screaming right now for the rotations to come through. Will they go back to play defense, or will they opt for an aggressive play, or a combination of both? Kenny needs to stay alive, though, most importantly. One's going to go down. Thank goodness for Powers and Explosive on the rotation. As Vexys takes out 1. Vexy's full red. He's going to get shut down as well. So it looks like UYU opts for defense, and that defense will stand strong on their home hill.
This is where, now, we're here in the second half. Rise, this is going to be their last set of respawns for this one. Now, since they spread the map out and they forced a lot of players to F, they're trying to quickly get into position before UYU can get back over here at E. But as we can see, the timing didn't work out, and UYU is already going to be set up. Now, Rise, this is the half. They don't want to put too many lives in the first round of the half because then they're going to get themselves behind. They've been playing a great series so far. So they're going to have to get some well-placed flashes out here. They've been waiting for the next set to come up, and here comes the push.
Good flash grenade by Praise. That's going to stun Shock for a bit. And now they're going to give up top towards Overlook. Praise happy to give that up completely if it means keeping his team alive down on Use. Will it work, though, is the question. So Rise tried for the home away hill push. Now Rise is trying for the E hill push. First was unsuccessful. But actually, as I say that, it looks like they did actually take the F hill back as well. So Rise is just having their way right now.
They are. And you know what? But they didn't have their way to get this E hill back. But in the end, winning these key fights down low, I do believe it's Enzoom. Enzoom has a key 1v1 against Kenny. Now, we saw this on Gears Unlimited. Who wins those fights? And this time it's going to be Enzoom as he chases him down with that Lancer. Now, on your screen, you see the other boys of Rise winning this key fight at E. Now, nobody's going to be in position to overextend because Enzoom had already did the work on the other side of the map. So, good job there to Rise.
Wow. A round where UYU was up by about 40 points, just had to play some defense. It was the offensive Rise, really the flank of Drix right there. I can't understate it. Such a clutch flank. He flanks, gets praise, continues to flank, gets a second kill, opens up the E-hill push. Meanwhile, right as he's doing that, the other equal and opposite play was the push by Inzem on home and aways. Big plays coming through.
Oh, I'm getting excited, John, as we're coming down to these final few rounds.
Right?
Yo, so we're going to get some smokes being placed. Now, those smokes get upgraded into incendiary grenades. Now, Rise, they have a lead, so that's a good placement for them. The question is, who puts the drop shot at E first? Because that's what it's going to come down to. We also don't have any of these weapon respawn timers halved at all either. So as soon as that drop shot gets placed down, one team is going to have respawn that shock right away to get an advantage on that round. So you got to be careful in the round that you do that.
And board of Inzem off the initial. He wins a 1v1 against Powers. That was crucial on his right hand. Meanwhile, it's an absolute bloodbath down towards Hughes. UYU gonna get a kill. That's on Drix. Memento goes down right after. The revive's coming through, but it's gonna be all Ant all day. Double kill for Ant. Vexies takes out another one. The initial is gonna be won by Rise Nation. They can smell victory here, Blaze, and it's being led by Inzem.
It's being led by him and Detox, because Detox don't want to lose today, John. The second map was crazy. We didn't see the first one, but this one, he is giving it all that he has. Oh, Enzo walks to the third guy. What a smart play. But those are the ones you have to make. Sometimes it's not the first two guys. If he had help, he would have been good.
Yeah. He trusted his teammates behind him, but unfortunately neither him or his teammates were able to clutch up and get the kills. That would have been interesting. And, you know, they opted for the 3-hill push. I wonder if that was the right decision, because it is shorter spawns here. And now UYU is going to have E-hill control and be able to play some defense.
All right, so. Ooh, flashes over the top for their team. That's going to be a good one for Ant. That's going to allow Rise to be able to get up to this home hill of UYU without being contested. Now, UYU, they're swinging 2 players down towards their opponent's home hill to give them a 3v3 fight at home and a 2v2 fight on the other end. And we talked about it. UYU, as long as it's man-on-man, they have such a high chance at winning those fights.
Yep. I say that was true maybe map 2, but map 3, Rise is really dominating a lot of these individual fights. And you know, you said it earlier, the rotations of Rise are too strong. UYU is going to stay alive, but these rotations are mega, just like you said. And it's showing right now, Rise Nation with some great rotations.
Now, beautiful, beautiful rotations here, John. Now, Rise, they have the lead currently. This is going to buy them some time to get set up. Now, folks, this is our second round of the half. Look at Drix respawn. Look at Enzem's respawn. But look at UYU's as well, because Kenny, Explosive, and Praise, they each have 1. Both these squads are in the 1s and 2s. Well, Praise is in the 0s now. As they're giving it everything that they got, they do not know when to give up. So, Rise, can they get the home hill of UYU? Here comes Detox and the Vexies up to the D hill. They got a little bit of help, but they're going to be able to get that kill.
And that Praise has to be careful on his last life right now. Needs to play some defense. Mental's going to get 1, so it's going to come down to lives here for sure. Praise is going to get a down so far. Probably going to be wisely let his teammates kind of push up and stay alive, as Praise needs to value his life. This round can go either way. It is a 20-point lead right now for the COG team. Make it a 15-point lead for the COG team, but they're currently down 2 hills to 1. UYU is going to sneak this round back. Swarm will win as the current win condition stands.
All right. Now this E-hill needs to get decapped, but Rise, they want to win these fights first. Well, that's a great start. Uh-oh, he has 1 flash, and he took the right angle to not get down. He's going to throw that flash out to get the stun on Mental. They both dodge the shot. Him and Explosive goes down. Detox is going to take his time, babysitting them. He says, Enzem, go do your thing. I got this handled. Don't worry about it.
F-Hill, big fight going down. It's going to be Praise. That's his last life. Can someone get there? No, Praise is down and out of this one. So this round
That's 2 maps
should
in a row.
be able to go in UIU's hands.
2 maps in a row where Praise, he gets down to these low respawns here in the back half of these maps. He's got to be more careful. He has a lot of Slayers on his team. I know that he wants to do everything that he can for his squad to win and to force those fights, but people are gonna have to keep him alive and keep him in check.
Wow, that is exactly right. Praise needs to be cautious, but more importantly, Rise Nation is on match point from upsetting UYU. We would call it an upset. Rise probably would not. Actually, many people maybe would not, with how Rise has been playing the last few weeks. They have evolved, and they're looking strong, and there's a lot of talk about how good of an online team they are. But hey, capitalize on the opportunity that's in front of you. And Rise said this is a must-win tournament for us. Avexi's is playing like it. This entire squad is playing like it. Rise Nation 1 game away from beating UYU.
Detox has about 20 assists here as we head into round number 7. He's in 2nd position, 11 kills as well. Shock grenades acquired, as well as incendiaries. Flash out by Enzem, stuns Mental, but he's gonna have to dodge this shot grenade very soon. He misses the up A, puts out damage. He needs to cross from somewhere. Is anyone here to help Enzem out? But the other players go down.
INCENDIARY is no longer has any lives. I don't believe. Yes, he won't after he respawns here. So INCENDIARY now in scary territory is praised with 1 life remaining. Needs to play support now. Needs to change his play style.
My thing is this, that Rise, if they conceded this round, UYU, well, everybody's going to get more respawns, right? So you go into these last few rounds and everybody's looking good. I don't think Drix should respawn here, man. Rise had a crappy team fight to start. I don't think he can. Yeah, he's holding that respawn. Ant's in here with 1. He can't respawn again either, John. With UYU winning that initial, they pretty much got full map control.
That's a wise decision.
Yeah, and what I was going to say was that even though after Rise won that initial and they used their second set of respawns, if they know that this is going to be their last set and they just want to kind of bait some more respawns out of their opponent, bait out some kills a little bit, right? Do a little one-hill setup and see if your opponent will get impatient to play for that trip cap. You've already used the respawns. See if you can get some more lives off the board for praise there and explosive in the guys. But for everyone, they're going to be very, very low. So we're going to get a tally on that soon. Now, we are going to see that shot grenade halved for UYU. And they did that one to see if Rise wanted to put the drop shot down or half their shot grenade. And what Rise did, they used their block and said, this is where we want to end it. We want to have a shot grenade without you having one, and it's going to be a 4v4 fight. This is where Rise can make the play.
Here we go. Mental is going to kick things off with the bang here. Ultra aggression for Mental, but he doesn't have help from up top. Explosive has to get there finally. Explosive will do it. Mental is distracting enough, pulling aggro for the entirety of this Rise team, but finally going to get taken out. Explosive does as well. That's 2 deaths, and Rise Nation now has a 4-on-3.
He scared off 3 people with that flash. He threw that flash and pushed back 3 guys off the start, but even so, it's Rise. Drix with a beautiful flank under. The other 2 players in the back, they join the fray, and they're going to get this E-Hill, and they got F-Hill locked down already. So great initial there by Rise. Even though UYU got that first blood, Rise hit a strategy waiting for him.
Yep. Solid start here. UYU wanted to try and play off that mental push, but instead, Rise was able to slow it down. Drix goes down an overlook, but he should be able to get revived. That might open up an opportunity to push that E-Hill for a moment if they decide to take it. Kenny wants it. He's going to go up top, right behind Avexis, but he's hurt, and they know it. Kenny's in a really dangerous spot here.
He does have a cross, but his cross has a 1v1 to fight that home hill. So Kenny has to just duel with the players that he got. He gets a good shot in the melee, put some good damage in on Drix. And with that, UYU, they take down 3 members of Rise, and they're going to have that E-Hill locked down as well, John. So they're down in points, but they're about to get them back soon. Now Rise has to make some difficult decisions. Detox, he has no more respawns in this round.
Yep, Detox down to his very last life. INCENDIARY, if he goes down, will be as well. INCENDIARY and co pushing
that's a
up.
big fight for
Avexis going to take out Mental. That's big. Avexis goes down, but the revive train is too strong. The Wolfpack is too good. And Kenny's going to go down as well. Rise Nation trying to gain control and close this one out, controlling their own fate. Detox has no lives. INCENDIARY has 1. And what a push from Rise.
Yeah, and it was all off the back of Avexis. He doesn't get that kill. All those players get crossed down that hallway, but he found an opening. We talked about players like that throughout the entirety of this series. You need a guy who says that, you know what, I'm going to get past the Lancers and the smokes, and I got it for the squad. But a little bit too overzealous there. Now, UYU, their home hill's locked down. They got some players overextended off the back end, but Mental with the strafe, putting out as much damage as he can, but he had to reload. You can only imagine if he had 2 extra bullets in that gun, what he can do with it.
Been absolutely insane.
Oh, Swarm by way of elimination.
Oh my goodness. We thought that Rise Nation was trying to win it. They gave 1 last desperation push that was working.
I don't know who's winning this one.
Avexis dying right there ended up hurting them significantly. They said, you know what, we have to secede the round. And guess what? We have another round 9 for all the bread. I wonder who has the advantage in terms of respawns here, Blaze.
We're about to find out soon. Let us know who is about to come out on top of this round. Now, the thing is that what UYU, since Rise put all their eggs in that basket when they blocked out the shot grenade for UYU, they got a taste of their own medicine. And UYU blocked out the shock for this round. But Rise, their last weapon placement was to half their incendiary grenades, and I think that was a smart one, John. That was a real smart one. that was the best thing that they could have did to possibly keep him in this round. And they're going to go for a home hill push down low. Praise Powers, he saw it coming. He's going to get pushed out. Enzum creates an opening for his team, and Powers is getting pressed inside of his spine. But he also has the Voltok.
Ooh, Powers puts himself in a pretty dangerous spot there in that cubby. He's going to be able to back out and reset thanks to the support of his teammates here. So an interesting strat call from Rise. They wanted it, and now they have an opportunity here. Vexy's going to down Powers.
Oh, they're fighting.
Kill. No, he does
they
not.
They got to fight, and they're fighting, John.
Up, massive play from Shock. He gets a double kill. He's still alive. Finally gets taken out, and Vexy's going to do it right after. So a strong start from Rise Nation.
Beautiful start from Rise Nation. That's how you get it done. And look at the respawns. They're in good standing, but Power says, no, I'm coming back. This is not over just yet. He's not gonna give his opponent enough time to set up, and he's already running towards that overlook side of the map. Vexy has to back up. Now Shock, he's gonna be stunned as well as his opponent, but he knew that Kenny was coming out of that stun first. Now Explosive gets there to help him. Shock has reinforcements as well. UYU looking to push this back U area and clear out Rise Nation, but Avexys gets a Voltok headshot.
That is huge, Blaze. That is a massive Avexys Voltok headshot. That's the first blood that they needed. Breaking ice, but Powers has been a force to be reckoned with. Now, up at Overlook, Powers is the last member alive on this E-Hill against 3 members of Rise Nation. He's not much he could do here. Going wide, and Rise is going to take control of Overlook. So they are slowly but surely controlling this round, but they are down in points, at least for now.
For now. Explosive able to pick up Rise Nation's incendiary grenade. That's a no-no because that's all Rise had. They need to be playing around now one, but Explosive takes the only utility that they could have worked with, the only lethal, and he uses it right at their spawn and says, nah, you're gonna have to look at that one as we cap your home hill up.
So Explosive uses it for more of an area of effect, does not get the kill he would have wanted with it. Hill's gonna be capped right now. How do they play this? Do they hold it? Is UYU, or do they decide to give up this round? They looks like they're playing for blood here. Avexys pushes up, gets one. Avexys gets a double kill. You can hardly believe the plays that are being made by Avexys this round. 22 kills. You got the Voltok kill that mattered earlier. Mental taken out. And I'm looking at respawns here. It is looking bleak right now. Down to 0 respawns for 4 members of UYU.
They have to play perfect, John. This is an execution push, and they're grouping up in this lower hallway. Powers is down, but he has plenty of respawns. He led the charge, and everybody from UYU like, you're dead, man. I can't get you, bro. You're going to have to just kill yourself. Nobody can get the revive. We ain't got no respawns. We're not going to get baited out for you. And UYU have to rotate. We talk time and time again about these guys finding that perfect play, the win condition. Now is the time for them to show us that superpower and see if they can do it again.
They only got 10 seconds, Blaze, and they're all gonna get slayed out. That is gonna be it. Rise Nation does it. Can you believe the start on Friday to our first ever online major in Gears history? Rise Nation defeats UYU in game number 3, 5-4.
Woo, talk about going down to the wire. We get to the last map, and on that last round, it was tied 150 to 150, a final 100-point race for these two squads, and it came down to the respawns. As you said, John, UYU was in a position where 4 of them had no respawns remaining, all but Powers, and he was down there. Nobody from UYU can even get the kill. And I think right there in that moment, Rise knew. They knew. They was like, you know what? We got this one in the bag.
Playing with confidence throughout, playmaking throughout. Well done by Rise Nation, and hats off to both teams for a great game. This is a flank from Drix that was crucial to win and secure that round. As we see the highlights here, again, an absolute bloodbath between these two teams. You got to know,
it was a good series, man. That was a great series. We've been blessed.
We've been absolutely blessed, man. Absolutely. It's been. We are lucky that we had a chance to jump into that one. I gotta say thank you to Vanquish for closing out their game so quick.
Yo, right? Much
jump into this one.
You mean thank you to Parallax? Thank you to Parallax, not Vanquish. Okay.
Yeah, Parallax. You're right. Parallax.
Big difference.
Quick. That's what I meant to say. Close it up.
But so far so good, John. You know, what was your thoughts on this series as a whole?
Unbelievable, man. This is how you want to start a major tournament of any sort. And honestly, Gears 5 has not disappointed. Every single Gears 5 major so far, San Diego, Mexico City, has had the craziest of games. And the fact that we get to kick off our major now the same exact way with an unbelievable series makes me all types of happy, man. This Rise Nation squad makes a statement. You got to believe Quarantine is somewhere watching and smiling as they see UYU, their nemesis, get taken out.
Yeah, Rise Nation, man, secured the bag Fridays. They have shown up to play, but this is only day 1 of the tournament. Exactly. This is only group play. If UYU is going to take a loss, it needs to be in group play. But this is an online major, and this is that team's first major together. And now, so far, it seemed like the rest of the majors have been, it's been playing out a little bit like the rest of the majors, because I think UYU, this team they actually went undefeated in their pool play in Mexico City. They took a loss to Ghost in San Diego, that core three of now Mental, Praised, and Explosive. But still a lot to be worked on. If you're going to take a loss, take it on Friday, right? You don't want to take it